every day. For decades, men have been told, run, bike, or row hard every day, and you'll live longer and healthier. High-intensity cardiovascular exercise, sprint intervals, long runs, spinning classes. HIIT has been celebrated for its calorie-burning power, cardiovascular improvements, and metabolic benefits. But the story changes for men over 45. At this stage of life, the physiology, recovery capacity, and cardiac risk profile shift. What was once beneficial can become diminishing returns or even harmful. Research increasingly shows that daily high-intensity cardio can lead to injury, cardiac stress, hormonal imbalance, and metabolic disruption in middle-aged men. The physiology of aging and exercise. After age 40, men experience subtle but significant changes in cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, and endocrine function. VO2 max declines by about 1% per year, reducing aerobic capacity. Testosterone levels drop gradually, affecting muscle mass, recovery, and metabolism. Recovery slows, with longer repair times for connective tissue, muscles, and joints. Arterial stiffness increases, raising the stress of high-pressure exercise on the heart. High-intensity cardio works by pushing the cardiovascular system to near maximal effort. This activates stress hormones like cortisol and catecholamines, increases blood pressure, and imposes repetitive mechanical loads on joints, tendons, and ligaments. For men over 45, the threshold between benefit and risk narrows. What once produced gains can now exacerbate age-related vulnerabilities. Risk number 1, cardiac stress and atrial fibrillation. High-intensity, repetitive cardiovascular training has been associated with an increased risk of arrhythmias in middle-aged and older men. A 2020 study in the European Heart Journal found that men engaging in long-term endurance exercise were more likely to develop atrial fibrillation, AFib, than their sedentary or moderate exercise peers. AFib risk is compounded by age, hypertension, and structural heart changes that naturally occur in midlife. Frequent, intense sessions can trigger microstructural changes in the heart, small areas of scarring or remodeling that increase arrhythmia risk. In other words, more is not always better. Moderate or varied intensity training may improve heart health without overloading the atria or ventricles. Risk number 2, joint and connective tissue degeneration. Men over 45 are more prone to musculoskeletal stress from repetitive high-impact cardio. Knee cartilage thins with age, making high-impact running or jumping harder to tolerate. Tendons lose elasticity and repair capacity, increasing the risk of tendinopathy. Daily high-intensity sessions leave little time for connective tissue to recover. Risk number 3, hormonal imbalance. Daily high-intensity cardio can elevate cortisol and suppress testosterone, a dangerous combination for men over 45. Cortisol spikes with intense exercise, promoting catabolism and fat retention when sustained. Testosterone levels are already declining with age, averaging a 1-2% drop per year after 40. Excessive cardio can further depress testosterone, reducing lean muscle mass, impairing recovery, and impacting mood and libido. Risk number 4, overtraining and immune suppression. Overtraining syndrome is not just for elite athletes. For men over 45, immune function becomes less robust with age. Daily high-intensity cardio without adequate rest increases susceptibility to infections, delayed recovery, and chronic fatigue. Subclinical inflammation can rise, contributing to cardiovascular and metabolic stress. Moderation and recovery are not indulgences. They are biological requirements. Your 45-year-old body cannot tolerate the same continuous intensity it could at 25. The sweet spot, how to balance cardio after 45. This is not a call to stop exercising. On the contrary, cardiovascular health remains critical, but the approach should adapt to age and physiology. Brisk walking, easy cycling, swimming, or rowing at 50-70% of max heart rate sustains heart health, blood pressure control, and metabolism without excessive stress. Can be performed most days of the week safely. 2. Incorporate high-intensity sessions sparingly. Limit HIIT, sprints, or long runs to 1 or 2 times per week. Focus on shorter sessions, controlled intervals, and adequate warm-up, cool-down. Allows cardiovascular benefits while minimizing joint and hormonal stress. 3. Add strength training resistance work preserves muscle mass, bone density, and metabolic rate. 2-3 sessions per week of moderate to heavy lifting improve functional strength and balance, complements cardio, and reduces overuse injuries. 4. Focus on recovery. Adequate sleep, hydration, and nutrition are critical. Mobility, stretching, and foam rolling reduce joint stress. Rest days are non-negotiable. They are when adaptation occurs. 5. Monitor your body. Heart rate variability, energy levels, joint discomfort, and mood are early warning signs. Persistent fatigue, irritability, or recurring injuries are signals to scale back. For men over 45, an effective weekly exercise plan should balance cardio, strength work, and recovery. Start Monday with a brisk walk or light cycling at 50-65% of max heart rate to boost circulation and ease into the week. Tuesday focuses on moderate load strength training with compound movements like squats, presses, rows, and core work to maintain muscle mass, bone density, and joint stability. On Wednesday, add a short HIIT or interval session, 15-20 minutes at 75-85% of max heart rate to improve cardiovascular fitness and metabolic health. Thursday returns to moderate, low-impact cardio such as swimming or rowing at 55-70% of max heart rate for aerobic maintenance and joint relief. Friday repeats Tuesday's strength training to reinforce muscle endurance and functional fitness. Saturday is ideal for a longer, moderately intense outdoor activity. A brisk hike or bike ride at 60-70% of max heart rate to build stamina and enjoy natural movement. Sunday is reserved for rest or gentle mobility work like stretching, yoga, or easy walking to support recovery and joint health. This balanced weekly structure alternates intensity levels, protects against overuse, and supports long-term cardiovascular and functional fitness for men over 45.